Hey, what's up? This is Scars, and I'm back again with another Cross Tekken guide. Today we're going to do a beginner's guide for Heihachi, and I'll go over his useful combos. His charge move is Raijin stance, half circle back plus punch. He really doesn't have any other uses for it like some characters do, as far as like charge cancel dashes and stuff like that. He doesn't really use his that much. He has some pretty decent normals, mainly from like mid-range or close mid-range. His crouching light punch is good, his light punch is good. Both of them have great range, and they also cancel into his specials. Crouching medium kick is also a decent poke. It's almost the range of like a Shoto crouching medium kick. And it also cancels into his specials and like into rising upper pressure. His sweep is very good, I think. The speed of it's fast, the recovery is good, and the range is pretty decent. So really you can throw it out during just normal footsies. And his crouching medium punch is decent too, about the same range as crouching medium kick, maybe a little bit farther and a little bit more solid of a hitbox on it. One of my favorite things about Heihachi are his anti-airs. You have to be a little precise with them, but when you get the timing mastered and the spacing mastered, they are amazing. Crouching hard punch is better for farther anti-airs. Back medium punch is great for mid anti-airs, and it also cancels into specials, so you can cancel it right into a rising upper and get a combo off of that. Air to airs, he has decent ones. Jumping hard punch is good if you predict it. Jumping medium kick has a decent hurt box on it, and his jumping light punch and jump away medium kick is actually pretty solid too. As far as jump ins, both his jumping medium kick, jumping hard kick, and actually his jumping medium punch also, they all will cross up. Jumping hard kick is good too because it has a lot of active frames that stay out for a while. Another good thing about his cross-ups are jumping hard kick and jumping medium punch. Sometimes in the corner they won't actually cross up. It'll be a little different range than normal as far as whether it crosses up or not. Back medium punch is his best anti-air, as we talked about earlier. If you use it in footsies, it's -2 frames on block. It's special cancelable, but really you're not going to be using this in footsies. You're going to be using it as an anti-air, and that's about it. His forward plus light kick is called Lightning Crush. It's decent in footsies and in pressure. It moves you forward a little bit. +7 on hit gives you an easy link into medium punch, and only +3 frames on block, so great for pressure, very safe. Chrome Dome has a hit of armor on it. He leans back a little bit, moves his hurt box a little bit, and then he charges forward. If you sit and hold Chrome Dome for a second and then you get the hit with it, you get a ground bounce. Hammer Punch is his best overhead to use during footsies. It has decent range, +6 on hit, only -1 on block, and it'll crumple on a counter hit. It also dodges a lot of moves. Forward plus medium punch is a low. It has really good range on it, reaches really far. The only thing is it takes a second to come out, so they can kind of hit you out of the startup of it, but it also moves you forward and is safe. Back plus light kick, it avoids mid attacks and gives you a ground bounce on hit, and it's also +1 frames on block, so everything's pretty safe on block. Onto his strings, there's flash punch combo. Honestly, you're not really going to use this during footsies. What you're going to use is the next Tekken string, which is left-right combo. Starts with the same thing. If it doesn't hit after the first 2 hits, just stop it, and you're only at -2. If it does hit, you're going to be +12. You can combo a sweep. And then here we got double palm strike. This is completely safe. Forward light punch plus light punch. This is going to set up the mix-ups for your next 2, which are forward light punch into medium punch and forward light punch into hard punch. And this gives you your high-low. Medium punch hits high, it ground bounces, -4 on block, but it is punishable during the hits, so they can't actually reversal you, as I'm showing here. Heihachi can counter it, and Chun-Li can get spinning bird kick between the hits. And here's the other version, which you go into hard punch. Now you can't actually get a combo off of this one, you just get the damage from the low that hits, but you can't continue the combo as far as I know. But it's good pressure, good mix-up, it's only -1 on block. But it's also unsafe during hits. Rising uppercuts are good in combos. You're going to want to use the medium punch because it gives you the most juggle. But it's also good in footsies because the upper body is projectile immune and it kind of avoids a lot of attacks if it's timed right. The strength you use determines how far he goes. EX is just really fast and kind of, it's still not really a reversal like a Ken or a Ryu Shoryuken, but it's a lot faster than the other two. Dragon Uppercut is extremely similar to Rising Uppercut, except it has a follow-up with Punch, and it does slightly more damage, so you're going to want to end your combos with this. It's great for switch canceling out, as you saw there. Like, you can just press switch cancel right after you get the Punch follow-up. Demon Breath is very safe. It's good for pressure, particularly the light version. So you can kind of use it for hit confirms also. If you use EX, it's going to give you a wall bounce, so you can use that if you want to get fancy in some combos. But also, you're going to want to use the light punch and the medium punch version to reflect projectiles. The hard punch version absorbs a fireball. I'm not really sure what that's about, but that's what it does. Raijin Stance is good for catching counter hits. It takes a second to come out, but once it becomes active, its hitbox is amazing, and it's basically going to beat whatever they stick out there. So as long as you don't get hit out of the beginning of it, you're good. And the EX version pretty much throws the opponent to the other side of the screen, so if you wanted to get away real quick, you could end your combo in that. His counter move is the best counter move I think I've ever seen on any game. Counters overheads, mids, and lows. The only thing it loses to is jump ins, and it's active on the first frame. If you counter a mid or an overhead, you're going to get a combo off that. If you counter a low, he just pushes them away. Hell Axle overall is not very useful. It's basically like a Dan kick. I say it's not useful because it has all the same properties as Rising Upper, but it doesn't hit crouchers, and it also is more punishable. As you can see here, I'm going to have Heihachi do Hell Axle and then do Rising Upper, and the Hell Axle is punishable, the Rising Upper is not. Raijin's Wrath is one of the best supers in the game in my opinion, simply because of how far it goes and how fast it gets there. I mean, it'll travel almost 3-4 screens, so it's a good quick punish, especially if like the opponent backs up and tries to raw tag out, boom, you can slap it with your super. It's invul from frame 1 to 14, and even though it's negative on block, of course, it's a little hard to punish because he's so far, he ends up far back from opponents. And his cross art is typical cross art, but you can use it as an anti-air. Overall, Heihachi is a great character. He has lots of tools with all of his relatively safe mix-ups with his command normals, and his decent footsies from mid-range. He has decent mix-ups with his high-lows. I think he's really almost kind of a defensive character also because his counter is so amazing, and he has good anti-airs as long as you time him right. I think he does have a little trouble when people get right up on him and are like constantly jumping in his face because he doesn't have a good close to his body anti-air. As far as weaknesses, I think he has such a slow walk speed and such a poor dash, but I think overall he's a great character. As far as choosing gems, he doesn't really need meter in his combos, so I usually use speed and power gems with him, particularly power. And if you're like me and are used to using fast characters, you might want a speed gem or two. On to combos, this is my favorite one to use if I'm trying to land across rush and get him out, because those hits usually reach a little farther than his other ones. All of these combos that end in Dragon Upper with a follow-up punch you can tag cancel out of, but remember that's going to cost you a bar.
Stay out of my way! This is now over!
This combo has actually become one of my favorite ones to use in footsies because it starts with the low and you also get the Demon Breath, which is an easy hit confirm into the rest of the combo. When you're trying to link these forward medium punch combos, just make sure you blink with the medium punch and the light punch to get that medium punch link afterwards. And the fact that he gets 294 off of an anti-air combo is just... I've experimented on his counter combos to try to get something more, but the most reliable one that usually works from any distance is this crouching medium kick combo. And then again, you can tag it. A great tag out for Heihachi is any combo that ends in Dragon Upper. Again, I'm going to try to do one of these videos every 3 to 4 weeks. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Cross Tekken guides.